Whoa, Moonwatcher, what's that?
This? Oh, it's my bone. It makes hunting for food way easier. You should get one.
I'm good using my hands.
No, that's what I thought. Now I honestly don't know how I ever lived without a spear.
Dude, it's just a fad. I'm not buying into another fad, man.
Bite your tongue. The abacus is here to stay.
You just bought that thing to be cool. To you, this thing's just a fashion statement.
Why don't you just splurge for once? I know you have the money. We just got paid today.
No thanks. I buy it today. Tomorrow, I gotta spend a fortune on a new one.
Look, if you don't like it, which I seriously doubt, you can return it, so no excuses.
I survived without it this long. Why do I need it now?
All I'm saying is that if you buy this thing, it'll be the last thing you'll ever need to buy. Ever.
Are you one of these people who wait outside the Apple Store right before the launch of a new product? You might not know this, but you are an early adopter. This is a person who immediately starts using a product when it becomes readily available. Early adopters dictate the success of young companies and help make new emerging technology affordable for everyone. There are a few things I want to talk about. First, the demographics of early adopters, the true cost of being an early adopter, and how early adopters benefit companies and mainstream consumers. According to an article published in 2016 titled "Who are the Early Adopters in the Diffusion of Innovation?", it claimed that early adopters tend to be those who are younger, like millennials. They also tend to be higher educated and tend to pursue a higher education. In addition, they tend to have a higher social economic status and have readily available disposable income, which allows them to spend more than just the essentials. They like to see themselves as being unique because they share a niche interest than other people. Next up, we're going to be talking about the true cost of being an early adopter. New technology usually costs a lot. If we look back at the first generation household appliances like the dishwasher, the microwave, the toaster, all first generation products are expensive at first, but get cheaper over time. Usually when you have a first generation product, the consumer has to pay a premium for just mediocre product. According to an article published by Human Progress, microwaves saw a 95% reduction on cost from 1979 when it costed $399.99 compared to a microwave with the same cubic volume that sold in 2015, which only costed $59.99. As time goes by, things get cheaper. According to an article published by 9to5 Google, it points out that when users brought out the brand new Google Pixel 3, early adopters were faced with an enormous amount of software bugs that were flattened over time. If customers were able to wait, they could take advantage of promotions that happened a few months following the launch of the Pixel 3, and concluded by saying that it excites people who want the latest and greatest. Those who always want to be on the bleeding edge of technology have to pay a premium for it. That's pretty much a trade-off that early adopters have to face. The high cost of new consumer products allow companies to use that additional cash flow to spend it on various other things. When we look at the first generation Tesla, when it first came out, it had a price tag of over $125,000. With this high price tag, Tesla was able to pave the road for the brand new Model S, X, and the Model 3, and also helped build the network of supercharging stations across the world. The Model 3, which aimed to be focused on the mass market, would never have been possible without early adopters who bought the early version of the Roadster, Model X, and Model S. Early adopters also inadvertently contributed to diffusion of innovations or spreading knowledge through word of mouth. According to a scholarly article published by Sebastian Sabar, he goes on to talk about how early adopters help spread the word about new products to the average Joe. Tesla actually relies heavily on early adopters because they do not spend any money on marketing or advertising. They are confident enough that they are building products that people will enjoy enough to talk about with their friends and families. Some people might say that early adopters are wasting their money. This isn't always true because early adopters allow companies to expand their operations and to cut costs on manufacturing. Over time, products get cheaper and the general public will be able to afford these products. Without these people, products wouldn't be as good as they are now. Because without early adopters, future generation products will still be high in cost and won't be as good because there hasn't been any feedback given from early adopters. With the help of early adopters and their high disposable income, they bring an enormous amount of value to companies and pave the road for cheaper products for mainstream consumers. At the end of the day, they're underappreciated because they're basically testers of new products and run the risk of it potentially being a bad product in the future, not knowing if it'll be good in the long run. Everyone is an early adopter in their own way. Even if it's not technology, it can be as simple as being the first customer at the new coffee shop down the block, because it's the first customers who really determine the success of the next big thing.